Hello everybody, Ministorm here. Welcome back to Factorio. In the last episode, we worked on getting mines set up for rubite and bobmonium. So the bobmonium here, the rubite there. And as you can see, in the intervening time, I've expanded the mines a little bit between episodes to get some better output here, so that at least we're feeding these crushers at a rate which they can just keep rolling without stopping. And then we sorted out the stone and started smelting some lead plate and some tin plate, which we're going to need for things later. We also set up a bit of an ore sorting facility here for the bobmonium to get some additional tin and to get glass, because we can use the glass for some other things, particularly for making greenhouses for making wood. But I was looking at some things, again, in between episodes, and I think I'm going to try and do some things a little bit differently than I had planned. We're probably still going to make a small greenhouse, because we do need wood, raw wood, for a few things, particularly to make resin. Where was resin? There it is. Because resin is used to make rubber, which we're going to need for some things. And resin is also used to make, I think, solder? See, solder takes solder plate and resin. Yes, so we need the resin for the solder. So, but what I want to do is I want to do something different for creating the wood that we need to make the circuits. And also to kind of set up a beginning facility for making various wood-based products in the future. So right now, we were just feeding this thing raw wood, and it's making wood. But there's another way to make wood. We can make wood, where is it? We can make wood with cellulose fiber and cellulose paste, okay? So we can make cellulose paste with cellulose fiber and sodium hydroxide. Do I actually have a way of getting the sodium hydroxide yet? There is a question. Hold on, I can start new research. Hold on. Let's see. Because there's a way... No, it's going to be for electrolysis. Chemical processing, chemical furnace, sodium carbonate, chlorine processing. We're gonna need some green research before we can actually do that. Okay, well, I can't quite do that just yet. Because what I was going to do is I was going to take green algae and use that to make cellulose fiber. And then use the cellulose fiber and the sodium hydroxide to make cellulose paste, which we can then use to make the wood. And we can actually set it up so that it self-sustains its own carbon dioxide, and it can also serve to help sink some of the stone that we're making, because we can convert the stone into the mineralized water we'll need. So, it's something we actually probably going to want to get set up in the future, but for now, we need to get just some basic wood up and running, because that's really all we can do at the moment. For research, I think we can go with... Oh yeah, heavy armor. Let's grab the heavy armor. And actually, again, before I set that up, there's a couple of things I want to do first that we are going to need. I want to set up a... Do I not have gun turrets? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I have gun turrets. Do they also require... Oh, because they need 3. Okay, well then never mind. What we can actually do is do it like this. We can have you make... I'm just trying to get way ahead of my tech here. I'm used to playing at a much higher tech level for a while, so... Just trying to remember what I can and can't do at this point in the game. Actually, what does this need? This just needs iron plate. Okay. So we'll feed this iron plate. And then, for the time being, we'll just stick some bullets in a chest. So I'm getting worried about the biters. Because if we look at our pollution map, pollution is still being contained, but it is starting to expand. And if we start touching some of these nests, we're going to get some visitors. Some very, very angry visitors. Alright, so... Let's go ahead and grab that glass. I also grabbed some steel plate from the steel plate that we set up to make up there. And we're gonna need... What we're gonna need? We're gonna need some water. So I'm gonna need an offshore pump. And let's just make 6 of those right now. Alright, there's my heavy armor, which I can go ahead and just make myself a set of. Electrolysis, grab that. Do we actually have another source of water anywhere nearby? Small source of water there. But we'll just work here. How many pipes do I have on me? None. Oh, no, 48 pipes. And 46 pipe to ground. Okay, good. Because we're going to need to route it over here. So we're going to probably set it up right there. Alright. Let's bring some pipe up here. Actually, we'll leave it like that for now, because I'm not exactly sure where we're going to stick this. The chemical processing, just going to get that out of the way. Alright, now, greenhouses. Probably the best way to do this is let's just set it up right about here. And put a single gap between where they're going to take their water input. Perfect. And use the underground pipes so that we don't cause ourselves trouble with trying to walk through things. Alright, and power. Chemical processing is finished. Grab water treatment 2, which we're going to need for various wastewater purifications eventually. Alright, now we need to bring some lines out for the wood. These things are going to make. Oops. There we are. And actually, they need to be set up with the recipe they're going to use. Which, what this does is it takes seedlings and water and makes wood. And then to make seedlings, is in here somewhere. There they are. Seedlings takes wood to make. So, what we're going to do... Actually, let's do it like this. The inside belt... It's going to be for seedlings. Washing. Basic chemistry 2. Guess we'll grab the washing plants. And then we'll set these up. To drop along. Just going to copy those settings over. This is going to be a little bit awkward with this in the way here. Just use an underground belt to get it out of the way. Okay. And you're going to set up to make seedlings. All right, so raw wood. I kind of did put this in a bit of an awkward position here. Well, raw wood's going to come in here. Right, and we're going to actually grab some of that raw wood. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to do this. There we go. Now we just need to put some wood in here to prime it. Probably should have moved that over to the left a little bit more. That would have been a little bit more elegant, but hey, it works. Actually, let's do it like this. Alright, so that'll bring in the wood once they start. It does take a while for these things to make wood. It runs really slow. Actually, what I may need to do is like give them a bunch of inserters because we have 195 of them in there. Actually, let's tell them to pick up long. Because it may get a bit difficult for this thing to pick up coming in on this part of the belt. Let me actually just take that out of there. Okay. Well, it should work. It should work. Right, there's some wood. Alright, now, next thing we're going to need for the components for these electronic boards is going to be carbon. Now, to make carbon, is here, we need coke and carbon dioxide. To make coke, we need crushed coal. We don't have this tech yet. This is the only tech we have. Crushed coal in a furnace. And to make carbon dioxide, we need this here, just a coal, carbon dioxide. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we need liquefiers. Oh, we need some wood, ironically enough. Which I'm not going to pull it off the belt, I'm just going to chop down a few trees. There we go. Alright, so make carbon dioxide. We need a liquefier. We're also going to need a crusher. Oh, I actually need some crushed stone. Or some basic stone. There we go. Just grab a little bit of that. Alright, so what we're going to do is here, we're going to use a liquefier. Just stick it right there. We're going to tell the liquefier to make carbon dioxide from coal. We're going to feed it, which I'm going to need some more inserters. So might as well get those going. And I'm going to want a tank. I'm going to use a Petrochem small inline tank, which is from Angel's Mods. Let's see, 25,000, 20,000. I like this one because it's a bit smaller and a little bit more convenient to use. Alright, so here's the inline tank. Alright, so now we're going to put carbon dioxide in the tank. Alright, next thing we need to do is we need to then take an ore crusher. Actually, let's do that. Yeah, let's just do it right here. Ore crusher to make crushed coal. It's going to need some electricity. And I tell you to pick up from here. Put some crushed coal in the belt. Then I'm going to need... Actually, I do have another mod that I installed. It's called Hell Mod. Oh, might as well get some technology going. Alright, now Hell Mod is this, which allows us to plan things out a little bit. So we're going to do a production block. And we're going to say we're going to be making carbon. One factory making carbon, and the type of factory we're going to be using is just a Mark 1 liquefier, because that's all we have at the moment. Alright, so that means that we need 1.5 coke per second. We can queue this in. Coke from crushed coal. Do I actually have... No, I just have a metal mixing furnace. So we're going to use a metal mixing furnace. Okay. And we need... So we're only going to need one. And we're going to need some carbon dioxide from coal in a liquefier Mark 1. Okay, so to feed one liquefier making carbon, we only need one metal mixing furnace and one liquefier making carbon dioxide. And how many ore crushers do we need? Just one. Okay. Now comes a different question. We're going to be making, from this, we're going to be making basic electronic components. And I'm going to say one factory. Add that carbon in there. Let's see, are we going to need... Make sure we set this up so that it's using what we actually use. Metal mixing furnace, crushed coal. Okay, so yeah, one of everything is enough to make sure that everything runs at a good rate. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Alright. So we now need to make coke, and we're going to be using that metal mixing furnace. And we're going to set this up to make coke. Feed that. We're going to feed it the crushed coal. And then it's going to make coke. All right, there we are. And then we need another liquefier. Alright, now I got a bunch of stuff. Let's go with Electric Mining Drill Mark II. They're kind of out of my league at the moment. Let's get some military tech, some bullet damage increase. Alright, and then we're going to want another liquefier. Which actually we're going to want to back that off a little bit. We're going to need the carbon dioxide and the coke. Oh, that power pole's in the way. Let's move it. It's going to get a little bit messy with the wires, but it's kind of the way it is with these small power poles. Alright, bring that carbon dioxide over here. Take that coke, put it in there. And now we're making carbon. We're doing everything in a very, very compact manner. Alright, there we go. Now we have carbon. Okay, next order of business is to get the tinned copper wire. So we're going to need copper plate and tin plate for that. Now, can I actually make that in an electronics assembling machine? Let's see, where is the tinned copper wire? It's always kind of hard to track these things down sometimes. There it is. Let's just plop that down for a second and see. Yep, we can make tinned copper wire in there. All right, we're just trying to get this very basic setup right now. All right, we have tin. See, tin and lead are going to have to go to make solder plates, which is done in a metal mixing furnace. Okay, let's just do it like this. Let's bring the lead over here. Bring the tin over here. And let's split the copper, and we'll bring the copper over here. Ah, there's that heavy armor. Let me just swap that out for a second. Bring it across here. And there we go. Let's set you up to make tin copper wire. You pick up long. Oh, that's copper cable, not copper plate. All right, hold on. Then we need to make copper cable first. All right, there we go. Now we make the tint. This is why I really need to get a factory making inserters, because it's just irritating to sit here and have to wait to make the inserters. I guess we'll get the metallurgy stuff. Advanced copper smelting. Actually, let's modify this. You go there. Do it like that, so that I can then just pick it up from here. There we go. And now, for the basic electronic components, we need that carbon. Let's see, let's bring that down here. Carbon's coming down. All right, we're short some wood. Just grab a little wood there. And then you take carbon and tin copper wire and make electronic components. Now, do we need that tin plate anymore as part of this process? Part of making these things? No. Alright, so we'll back you up there. I guess I didn't really need to do that, but that's okay. Bring that out. Alright, so there's our electronic components. Next thing we need is another metal mixing furnace. It's going to need some fuel. What I can actually do is this. I can have it use the carbon as fuel. Actually, hold on. And you're going to make solder plate. So lead and tin. Making the solder. There we go. And then we need resin. Which that is a very slow process to make. But for now, we'll just make one factory making resin. Now this needs to get up here. Advanced iron smelting. So I'm going to need to snake that through. It's starting to get some spaghetti mess here with the belts. That's just kind of the way I do things. At least initially, anyway. Alright, what would be the best way to do that? What we'll do is we'll do this. I'm going to utilize both sides of this belt. Oh. And we're going to make that resin. I'm going to dump on the far side of this belt. And then we'll bring the wood. Up here. And kind of work it through here. Let's see. Just drop it right there. And feed it into that machine. Good. It works. Messy, but it works. And we need another inserter. There we are. And then we need to turn this into solder. I think we can use another one of these to do that. Right there. I want to keep everything on this side of the factory, so... Am I out of... Yeah, I'm out of poles. And you are going to make solder. Alright, there we are. Advanced lead smelting. Next, okay. And then... So, we have solder. We have basic electronic components. And we have these boards. So... I'm going to feed the solder onto there. Bring everything over here. Three more inserters should be enough. We're going to save these. And for the time being, I'm just going to stick it in a box. Alright, there we are. We're now making those basic electronic boards that we need to make the factory 2s so that we can make inserters, so that we can make green research. So, all coming along here. And also make gun turrets, because we're going to need them sooner or later. I'm guessing sooner rather than later. Keep an eye on the pollution. Alright, now this has been a bit of a long episode, but I wanted to get at least this all done, at least making it in some capacity. Alright, so we'll end it here. We'll get the rest of the green research set up for the beginning base we got going here. Next episode. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.